A rally is coming. Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here. And in today's video, JP Morgan is expecting a major rally on Bitcoin in August. Ethereum is attempting a bounce off of the support level of 2850, and one of the most significant bullish events on Bitcoin's chart just flashed. We are going to be detailing why today might be the very beginning of a rally that will lead us back to all-time high and beyond, mainly happening in August. So if you're looking forward to where Bitcoin is going to go next and how to profit from that, then you found the right video. So without much further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. Bitcoin has spent the better part of the last 2 years in an exceptionally powerful bull market. During that time, Bitcoin rallied nearly 400%, and a Bitcoin ETF has come online that's brought in roughly $18 billion of investment net into Bitcoin. But of course, as with any major rally, we need a correction. And this correction that we've been witnessing ever since the beginning of June has led many to ponder the question, is this the end of the bull market, or is this simply a correction against the bull market that will soon end? I firmly believe that this is a corrective movement against the bull market, and the bull market will resume after we've done these things. Bitcoin is going to need to find a bottom, and it's going to need to find the strength to actually bounce off of it. People are arguing about whether or not the bottom is at 49,000 or the bottom is already in at 53.5. I ultimately believe that it is somewhere in between these 2 points, and I'm much more concerned about how the bottom will actually play out. The good news is that we've actually just witnessed a bullish MACD cross on Bitcoin below the zero level of the histogram for the first time in months. The last time we saw this happen was on the 5th of May, and on the 5th of May, we would see Bitcoin go into a rally of roughly 13%. Before that, the last time we saw a bullish MACD cross below the zero level was here in January, and following that bullish MACD cross that happened at the end of the corrective movement that came out of the Bitcoin ETF launch, we would see Bitcoin rally 75% in 50 days. So historically speaking, this is a very significant development if Bitcoin is able to actually do something with it. On top of that, RSI has broken above the 14 interval moving average, and we have come back and backtested down to the 14 interval moving average and bounced to the upside. There also happens to be an uptrending level of support here on RSI that is counteracted by a downtrending level of support here on the price action at the same time, which creates what is known as bullish RSI divergence, which is incredibly powerful at sending Bitcoin to the moon. And so we've got a great deal of bullish technicals right now pointing in the direction of Bitcoin attempting a recovery. But that's really mainly happening not because Bitcoin's gone into a major rally, but because Bitcoin was so bearish and we're really just trading sideways now, which throws a wrench in our plans for these bullish technicals to be, well, very bullish, because Bitcoin isn't so much rallying as it is just not falling anymore, and that creates bullishness on RSI and MACD because RSI reverts back to 50 and MACD reverts back to 0 whenever it does not have any movement. You can see the angle here between the line of best fit of this correction and of the recovery is roughly a 90-degree angle, indicating that Bitcoin has not seen a major reversal because Bitcoin is barely moving to the upside, whereas the bears were very powerfully moving us to the downside. Now, as we can see from daily chart crypto Jeb Oscillator, the bears are taking their foot off the gas, and they have almost completely stopped accelerating the market at all, but ultimately, there's not been an exceptionally bullish catalyst yet, which is why I believe that JP Morgan is probably right. July might still see some bearishness, but August is where we're looking for. Here's the reason. That bullish catalyst for this cryptocurrency market, I believe, will be the Ethereum ETF. When the ETH ETF launch, I predict that we're going to see a 7 to 14 day corrective movement of between 10 and 20% across the board on Bitcoin and Ethereum and on many other altcoins. And the reason for that is because whenever we see a securitized commodity like Bitcoin or the gold ETF launch, we have seen an immediate crash followed by a very powerful rally that came soon after that crash concluded. When the Bitcoin ETF launched here on the 10th of January 2024, we saw a major crash of about 20% that lasted 14 days. And then we went through a 60-day doubling of the price. Speaking generally here, after GLD launched the gold ETF, we saw an 8% drop in the first 90 days before gold would go on to rally by over 300% in the subsequent 5 years. So are we going to see an immediate rally from Ethereum's ETF launching? Probably not. It's probably going to be a little bit of bearishness, which could lead Bitcoin down to its final bottom, down around 49,000. But after it launches, that's where an exceptional amount of bullishness will come in, and all of these bullish technicals that we're seeing now, which hopefully will still be bullish around that time, or at least on the recovery from that drop that might happen, that is going to lead us into an extremely powerful and bullish Q4. And I personally believe that the ETF investors realize this. That's why over the last 5 trading days, last Friday and the first 4 days of this week, we've seen nearly $1 billion of inflows into the Bitcoin ETFs. That's right, that's one of the fastest inflows over a 5-day period that we have seen in the Bitcoin ETF since the thing launched. And those are investors that realize the Ethereum ETF is coming online, and while, as it did with Bitcoin, you didn't see much inflow net in the first few weeks, once it started going, it took off, and Bitcoin would nearly double in price. Those investors are buying Bitcoin because they expect the same thing to happen when the Ethereum ETF goes online, and if you are wise with your finances and with crypto, then you would probably be thinking about doing the same. If you are not already invested in Bitcoin, now is an excellent time. You've got a great discount, and need I remind you that if you have bought Bitcoin at any point in history and held it for 7 years, you have always been in a profit. And I fully anticipate that that will happen again, and that will continue. Same thing with stocks. If you buy stocks and hold them for 20 years, they've always been in a profit. We buy assets that if we screw up the short term, they're always going to be profitable in the long run. So buy Bitcoin if you've not already and continue to succeed and thrive in the cryptocurrency space. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And also make sure to check out our sponsor, NordVPN.com/Jeb is where you should go if you want to protect yourself while you browse online. Story time. So my wife and I were driving, we were listening to YouTube music, listening to some song, and we get an advertisement for somebody that is running for local office in a county in Arizona. See, we don't live in Arizona, we live in Florida. Pretty quickly, because I understand how this stuff works, I discerned why that ad was being targeted towards us. My wife lived in Arizona over 10 years ago and has some Facebook friends in Arizona, and so Facebook knows that she used to live in Arizona, and she might have people that she knows in Arizona that she could encourage to vote for that politician in Arizona. Now, Facebook also knows that my wife is married to me, and YouTube buys the data from Facebook, and so Facebook tells YouTube that I am married to her, and so they target the ad to me so that I will tell her, hey, baby, you should tell those people that you know back in Arizona who she's not even in contact with anymore, that they should vote for that local politician. All because big data knows everything about everybody, including us, right? NordVPN is one of the best ways to protect against that kind of creepy nonsense. And more importantly than just getting a targeted ad that isn't relevant, it will protect you against people using that data, not just to target you with ads, but from stealing from you. There are thieves out there and crooks that want to get your hard-earned money because they want to take the shortcut. Don't let them screw over the thieves, and sign up for NordVPN by going to nordvpn.com/Jeb today. Sign up for a 2-year plan, and when you do, you will be getting 4 months free because you use our code. You can get 2 years of protection for under $200, and you can be helping to support our channel all the while you do it. So make sure to check the link down below and sign up today. Before I go, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace. Oh, I got a real good feeling.